Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2025 season. Following St Helens' 12 points to 8 defeat here against Hull KR at the Sewell Group Craven Park in Hull this evening. We didn't deserve to win.
No.
But didn't capitulate.
Yeah, frustrating. I think I've been trying to think of how to kind of describe my feelings after it. And you're right, I don't think we deserved a win at all. But I'm frustrated that we didn't kind of throw more at Hull KR and we didn't really ask them too many questions. And it was only at the end when we started throwing the ball out, and we did a little bit in the first half, when you're getting a little bit of width on the ball and you're getting it through hands and you start asking teams questions and seeing what they're made of, that you start seeing little green shoots of, oh, there's something in this. And we just didn't do it enough. And fair play to the Hull KR defence, obviously shut us down either when we were throwing it out or going up the middle. But I think that's a missed opportunity to try and get a lot more of a positive performance in attack than we actually got.
It felt like at times that we gifted them the game and we gifted them opportunities to put points on the board. If we go back to the beginning and the lineup that we chose, it was essentially what everybody expected Wello to do. Sailor on one wing, Cross on the other. I can't help think that everything that has made Tristan Sailor good over the last couple of months since we got battered here and Jack Wellesby's dropped out the team has been negated by him not being at fullback anymore.
And us switching his position, so 6, then little jump in at 9, little run on the wing. When you've got a player in form and who's named like Player of the Month, to drop him is a harsh move, very harsh move. Yet you've got to get Jack back up to fitness, and Jack is your starting fullback. Got worst number 1. It's been a great player for us over the years, but at the minute just isn't looking sharp, isn't looking fit. He's laid on Deon Cross's try, but for a lot of the game I thought in attack he just didn't quite look sharp enough. He didn't look like he was involved enough.
He always seems to be one that's like second, third receiver.
Which is possibly where he's told to go.
But not getting the ball.
Yeah. Well,
and there's full sets going by at times where he's not getting his hands on the ball.
And you need a player like Jack Wellesby to get his hands on the ball, because if for nothing else, it's to get the rustiness out of his system, to make things click, and it isn't happening. Because even when he got his hands on the ball in that first half, it didn't look like he was anywhere near again.
I don't know what the answer is, but this run of 3 games isn't the time to be getting rustiness out of your system when you've needed to get results. You can almost argue that Sailor should have stayed at 1, and listen, whatever you do on the wing, you do on the wing. And it's a choice between having Johnny or Jack in the team at the moment.
Yeah, it probably is.
With 1 on the bench.
Yeah, with 1 on the bench. And whether you do that to get Jack his minutes, so he can come on in the middle. Listen, he's going to play 1, you'd imagine, in the Ashes. No matter what, he's going to play 1 in the Ashes. I know you said, would you pick him? I don't think there's a better option.
Is Jack Wellesby being picked at 1 at the moment to suit Jack and aid England?
I'd hope not.
Because we're not picking the team based on performance. And if you're playing well, you keep the shirt. That's been proven now. And it feels like we've coached by process.
Yeah, and the line that you just said there, where you're not picked on performance, unfortunately, at the start of the season, that was made out not to be the case. We've had this discussion before. I find it difficult to think that you kind of throw away the whole template of winning games. And I know that the opposition wasn't great, and it's nowhere near at the level that these lads are at. But if you're winning games, if you then lose games against Hull KR by being terrible because your attack doesn't work, then you can change it. If you end up losing against Wigan and losing against Leigh, because you know what, we've stuck with it and we've tried, but that combination of Tristan, Moses, and whether it be Johnny, whether it be Jack at 6, doesn't work, then fair enough. But to throw it all out the window and kind of start again and it just to look clunky, that's why I'm frustrated, because I do feel that we've we've not left points out there because we've not made enough opportunity to score points. But I feel we've left performance out there. I'm happy defensively. We look all right defensively.
Yeah, but listen, before tonight, both of these sides had both conceded only 232 points, best in Super League. That was reflected in the low scoring game. With defences were on top. But you're right. We've got a blueprint to win, or something that's been working, and we've threw it away.
Yeah, that's it, exactly right.
Getting into the game itself, losing Morgan Olds after the first 10 minutes is a killer.
Yeah, I think any team losing the proper starting 13, I mean, one of the quality of Morgan Knowles, there aren't many of them in the league at all. So losing him early is a massive blow, because it means we'll miss him next week as well against Wigan. It's an absolutely massive blow. And you could kind of see he was the link in between the forwards and the backs again, getting his hands on the ball, moving it through. For him to now miss the majority of this game and the game next week, a massive blow for him, a massive blow for us.
Hull KR go down to 12, then they go down to 11 for a couple of minutes. Saints have a set and they don't even move the ball against 11 men.
We've had this before. Remember Warrington? The old game that I tried to...
Warrington, who lost to Salford tonight.
Yes.
I can't even laugh at that now.
No. I'm trying to expunge.
Give me 10 minutes.
I'm trying to expunge the thought of that Warrington performance out of my head. But again, it's just that if we're playing what we see in front of us, surely you're seeing gaps. If you're 13 against 11, surely there's gaps there.
Yeah. Then Hull KR open the scoring after they go to a captain's challenge for a late hit by Batch on Mikey Lewis. Soft in the extreme, and when you're looking at it on the replay and you're only looking at it in slow motion, the game's gone if that's a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, again,
how often do you see that?
Again, we're trying to watch it on the big screen here. It looks like it's happening in the corner of the screen. We don't play the game in slow motion. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to take. It's one that if you get it, you're happy with it, because you're saying, yeah, well, he stopped his run. I think if the roles are reversed there, I'm sure Hull KR fans would feel the same. Would be right to feel aggrieved by it.
Saints do get their own penalty, going two each at the half. I think I said to you, first try probably wins that second half, but in between time we give a few more silly penalties away.
Yeah, I think we mentioned discipline time and time again for Saints, and it's a proper killer for us. And can the coach do anything about players saying not wrapping the ball up properly, giving away penalties for being offside, for messing about at the ruck? There's some that are tactical ones that you've got to kind of give away, but there's some that you just think they're daft. And I think once you start putting all these together, not kind of throwing the ball out wide, not testing Hull KR, not trying to put them under pressure, which they might have dealt with. They're a cracking team, but once you start adding everything up like that, you're never going to come to a place like this and win. It's just not going to happen.
One thing I think they're really good at is the dark arts that they've mastered a little bit. Like, how many times tonight did you see them after the tackle just lying in the ruck, sitting there, not attempting to move away? No penalty gets given, but it delays the play of the ball by a second or so and allows them to get into your faces.
And it's not criticism, that either. And it shouldn't be seen.
If you're being allowed to get away with it and not be penalised, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah,
it's not frustrating though.
Yeah, yeah, of course it is. But I wish we were better at it.
Absolutely, we've got to have to get pinged for everything.
We're not good at it. But that's again what makes you a champion team. You play to the rules, you bend, you don't break.
I didn't think we looked like scoring. I know we have, but we only look like scoring in that last 5 minutes when we actually decided to move the ball, which we failed to do for the previous 75. Once you started playing essentially panic rugby, we actually looked half decent in attack, but it's too little too late. And I think Wello's done well in recent weeks. I didn't agree with what he did last week. I don't agree with what he's done tonight. I think he's coaching by process.
Fair enough.
I think it's on him. I genuinely think
there's a lot of thought that needs to go into the lineup for next week. An awful lot of thought. I'm glad I don't have to. Oh no, a thought will go into it. Whether change will happen is a completely different question.
Will Jack Wells be at full-back next week? Will Tristan Saylor be on the wing next week?
Yeah, he'll have to be.
Will Lomax and Mbai be in the halves?
Willie, because Kyle Felt should be back next week.
He'll probably drop Dean Cross, because if Felt had been playing tonight, it would have been Saylor on the wing and not Cross, wouldn't he? Possibly.
Or you put Johnny on the bench again and do that.
It's just annoying me that we've seen the best of a player, and Super League Player of the Month, and he's been cast aside for someone who's not fit, not firing, and is being picked on name at the moment. And I'm not.
Yeah, it's frustration. It's like I say, it's frustration with it. That this isn't the ideal time to be bringing somebody back who is a bit rusty and is key to your attack. The position of fullback is key, whoever's playing there. Frustration's the word of the night, I'm afraid, tonight. And to be honest, I think early in the game, it felt like the Hull KR fans were a little bit nervous. And I think that's because they've obviously been shorn of a couple of their good front rowers. So we're probably worried about their pack against ours, as it was. I think both packs matched up fairly evenly. It was the creativity in the backs that has actually kind of won this game for Hull KR, kicking 40-20s. When's the last time we did that? And just having that bit more snap in attack.
If there's any consolation, we have gone toe to toe. Just whether they were under par or obviously they're missing players at the moment. We haven't capitulated, which we've done far too often, but it's still not enough to get the result, and we need to be much better. As it is. Second is probably going to be gone. Listen, you've got Lee to play, which could decide that position where we finish, assuming we can beat Wigan, which, given French's back, is now a long shot.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a long shot. I think it is. I think these fixtures now are key to seeing where we are, but not necessarily performance-wise. As me and Peter said on the show earlier in the week, it's now about just winning, just getting wins under your belt and getting through games. So you've just got to find a way to win games like this.
Without trying to get players fit at the same time.
It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Performance or getting people fit doesn't matter. It's about winning games.
I just think we are throwing away all of the good work over the last few months to get ourselves back into a position where it was in your own hands. And listen, we could have played the players where I think we should be playing them. Doesn't mean you're going to come and get the results, but
correct.
Don't shoot yourselves in the foot before you start.
Yeah, that's fair.
Despondent one. Guy from Wakefield.
He's from Haydock.
Well, he lives in Wakefield.
Brian, who's from Haydock, who's just come and said hello to us, but he lives in Wakefield. Came over to the dark side with his job. There's two other one set of people and one person as well I want to shout out to before we wrap up. One set of people is our listeners who listen to the show and just put a number in because you were asking me. You've asked me a couple of times. In fact, on the way over here, because I did tell you what it was about, you said you can count that as one. It was a low number. It was only about 6 times he mentioned it.
Be proud of me.
He's not even mentioned Jack Grealish once. And then the last person I want to shout
out to... Jack Grealish, a fullback.
The last person... The last person I want to shout out to is the fella who was barracking Chris Kendall and said, "What game are you watching? Are you watching Redvee TV?" So thanks to that Hull KR fan who watches us.
He didn't even know we were there.
No. So thanks for watching us. And yeah, don't take this as it's a moan about Saints. It's not a moan about Hull KR and what they do.
Chris Kendall is watching it. Have a look at that ruck when we come back here in the playoffs.
And if your Lino's put his flag up.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that'd get you going.
Right, the Lino's put his flag up. The man has clearly got his foot in touch. He puts his flag up. Saints players look towards Kendall, who starts to raise his whistle, and because they start racing away with it, he decides to play through.
Two things. One, play to the whistle. Two, don't start raising your whistle to your mouth. Don't start doing it.
You may as well get rid of touch judges if you're not going to trust them when they actually put the flag up.
Well, I said that. I'd be a horrible rugby player.
Next time you step foot on the touch line, 20 metres from your own line, just keep going for 80 metres and say, go to the screen, sir.
I'd be a horrible rugby captain because I would have been saying to the ref and the touch judge, "You're not. He doesn't trust you here. Do you not trust him? You mustn't trust him." But listen, it's a minor thing.
Does George Delaney miss next week?
Yes, unfortunately, so I think so.
I'd like to see it again.
Yeah, but on what we have seen, I think he's going to get a point or two, which means who comes in? Shane Wright. Because we just heard a whisper that James Bell isn't fit again, so it's got to be Shane Wright. Joe Batchelor propping.
Can Noah play with one hand?
Hopefully. Still be doing his running.
He'll still get 6 minutes. Don't forget to coach by process. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. What a miserable Redvee this is. Catch you soon.